Nigeria's defense team, as you already know, has a new look, a team that will shape the future of Nigeria's defense and also provide leadership on Africa's security. Babajide Ogunsanwo, founder of Leadership by Data and Channels Television's data analyst, is here to share insights about the latest security maneuvers of President Bola Tinubu. It's great to have you again, Babajide.
Good evening.
So we're looking at the new appointment of military chiefs. Let me start by asking you, despite the Global Terrorism Index reporting that terrorism in Nigeria's northeast has significantly reduced, the president, Bola Tinubu, has still gone ahead to, or has decided, to appoint new military chiefs. Let me start by asking you, what's your reaction, first of all?
So first, the recent statistics shows, yes, terrorism has significantly reduced in the northeast region. But beyond the statistics, clearly the president is looking at other things. And I think there are three things that made him make this decision. The first is, it's not just about the senior officers, it's about the junior officers. And so by this appointment, it gives career growth opportunities for the junior officers. First reason. Now, the second reason is also an interesting reason, Ayo. By this move, the president has passed a vote of confidence on the military. And I'll explain why. These new service chiefs are from no other country or institution but Nigeria. New service chiefs were not picked from any other country. They were still picked from the military. So a vote of confidence on the military. Implicitly, it's also a vote of confidence on the retired service chiefs, because the new chief of defense staff, chief of army, chief of naval staff, chief of air staff, all at some point had worked under those that are now being retired. And so the second reason, like I said, the first reason is opportunities for not just the senior officers, but for junior officers, career growth opportunities. The second reason is a vote of confidence on our institution, the military institution, and yes, a vote of confidence on the leadership. Now, the third, and perhaps the most strategic reason, is what I classify as collateral damage. And what I mean by collateral damage is what we've seen President Tinubu do in these first 30 days is that he's trying to stand and take a position departure from the past. And so in taking that position, a lot of unintended consequences are likely to happen. But
unintended consequences?
Yes.
In parentheses or underline?
Exactly.
Please go ahead.
Collateral damage. But the summary is, if we want to really look at the situation, we need to look at the assessment of the retiring service chiefs, expectations of the current service chiefs, and the expectations, yes, even for President Tinubu. So let's take a look at that first point. What is the world saying about these service chiefs that have been retired? And if we take a look at the extracts from the 2023 Global Terrorism Index, two things comes out strong. In that report, they say that the Islamic State of West Africa recorded its lowest number of attacks and deaths since 2020. And now this is coming from the latest Global Terrorism Index report, showing that terrorism in Nigeria is currently at its lowest. Let's take a look at that second part. The impact of terrorism continues to decline in Nigeria. Total deaths decreasing from 497 in 2021 to 385 in 2022. And the number of terrorist attacks in Nigeria also fell considerably, with 120 incidents recorded in 2022 compared to 214 in 2021. The Global Terrorism Index further states that these numbers are the lowest number of terrorist attacks and deaths since 2011. And so if we take a look at that perspective from statistics, the retired service chiefs, yes, the numbers look good for them. However, like I said, three major reasons, going by history and looking at what the president has done, has informed the decisions he has taken. Promoting and creating career growth opportunities for younger officers, not just the senior officers, wanting to make sure that the institution survives. And so, yes, it's a vote of confidence on the military institution and those that had headed it before. And clearly, like I said, collateral damage.
Interesting, Babajide. Now, of course, so now we talk about, from what we saw there while you were talking about the numbers concerning the terrorism in Nigeria. Let's talk about the other reliable ways. Apart from the Global Terrorism Index, is there any other reliable measure to national security and defense issues, really?
And so, again, just like corruption, we have Transparency International being the global watchdog for corruption. The Global Terrorism Index is the watchdog for terrorism cases and security cases around the world. But one other way is to ask the citizens, ask Nigerians, how do you feel about security? And that is how and what those sort of numbers that the new service chiefs have to focus on. And if you take a look at what the numbers are, what are the people saying? It also provides insight as to about what the new service chiefs have to focus on, because these are Nigerians' feedback. And I'd like to spend a bit of time to explain what's in front of us. January 2021, when the retired service chiefs were appointed in the Northwest, when the question was asked, is security improving in the Northwest, 41% of those that responded said, yes, security is improving. Now, as the new service chiefs come in, we see that those numbers are pretty much the same. So in the Northwest, the new service chiefs have to be able to look at new ideas to improve security assessment from the citizens. Let's look at the North Central. When the previous service chiefs, retired service chiefs came in, those that were interviewed, 41% said security is improving. Those numbers have slightly gone down in the North Central. Now 39% of those say security is improving. So clearly that is an area in red. But three major green areas: the Northeast, the Southwest, and the South-South. In the Northeast, 2 years ago, January, when the retiring service chiefs came in the Northeast, 45% said security is improving. Now those numbers have improved, 57% in positive. In the Southwest, 2 years ago, 49% said security is improving. Again, we see good feedback from the Southwest, 52%. And in the South-South, good feedback. 2 years ago, 44%, now 46%. However, in the Southeast, again, indifferent. 47% 2 years ago, still at 47%. The summary is
a lot of work still needs to be done there.
Still a lot of work still needs to be done. So a lot of pressure is going to come on the new service chiefs from families in the Northwest, in the North Central, and in the Southeast. Families in the Northeast, Southwest, and South-South will be hoping that things will keep getting better.
All right, so going by historical trends, I mean, what's the outlook for security and defense, let's say, in the next 3 months?
Again, there are a lot of ways to look at this thing, Ayo. First is we should expect some appointments, reappointments, redeployments. The president, in a break from history, appointed some junior officers, majors, colonels. So it will be interesting to see what these new service chiefs will do with those junior appointments the president had made. But what Nigerians are asking is, they didn't vote for the service chiefs. They voted for President candidate Tinubu. So now that we're talking security, we need to reassess the promises made by then candidate Tinubu. And so let's take a look at the core security promises, the core security and defense promises that were made by then candidate Bola Tinubu. Expectations within the short term, not even the long term, is that domestic production of essential military hardware will commence, increase in security personnel, enhance training, especially aerial surveillance training, and improve the welfare of men and women of the armed forces, which means more budget, create that anti-terrorist battalion squad you talked about, forest guard force, focus reforms on the police and NSCDC, improve border monitoring and control and patrol, and rehabilitating the Lake Chad Basin and ecosystem. Now, we haven't seen the president make any big moves on these key promises.
As of yet.
As of yet. Still early days, but these are the promises that he will be held, that he will be judged by. And so, yes, we're quickly counting down to his first 100 days. Interesting days ahead. And in the days ahead, we'll look at what role will non-security play, non-security indicators play in the performance of even those that have been appointed to man security, especially like the situation in Sudan. Don't forget, Ayo, Sudan, only one country separates Nigeria from Sudan, Chad. And so there are lots of things that affects Nigeria's security, external countries, poverty, lack of access to good education. And so this new security chiefs will be judged by even things that are not in their control. For instance, time is not in your control.
Time is not in my control. I will definitely leave it at that. Babajide Ogunsanya, thank you once again for your thoughts on the news at 10.